Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Technology Show, where our experts translate geek into regular speak. How do you feel about mixed reality versus virtual reality? And what are your thoughts? Gadgets or games? And where exactly are you on the battlefield of Windows versus Apple? Stay tuned for our special geek guests. And now, it's over to our Techsperts.
Hey, 3366622 is what I heard through the headset. Is that the new name of the show? Welcome to the 366622.
That's it. Where we count numbers and digits and don't know what's going on. Every week.
Okay, rather let's just go back to the original show.
What show is this again?
It's the Technology Show, where we translate geek
into regular speed.
Every week. Well, what were you counting? I was going to do App of the Week, but yours sounds more exciting than mine.
That may have been my bank account number. Okay. So no, I'm just kidding. It wasn't.
So guys, rewind the show and then please put money into our bank
Yes, I will
account.
Accept. I do have a PayPal account, so just look me up, and I'm happy to take donations.
All right, so App of the Week. Nespresso.
Nespresso.
Little coffee capsule things?
The coffee capsules. There are 3 different sizes of capsule, in case you were wondering.
You're actually right, because I've seen that on the app.
There's the discs, there's the normal regular capsules, and then there's those big dome things.
Domey things. The domey things, I think, have like milk powders and stuff in. So we're not talking about those.
No, we're not.
We're talking about the app.
And the app is
Nespresso.
Is it good?
Yeah, so I'll tell you why. Okay, so we've just moved into our new office and they have an espresso machine. And we had an espresso machine at the old office. The difference between the two is at the old office, they had the capsules all nice and neatly laid out with a little picture telling you what it was.
However, limited.
Very
selection.
limited.
Yeah.
So big shout out to Edwina and Emerge, because every day is a surprise. We have vanilla and coffee and, I mean, obviously coffee. What's it? Chocolate, cocoa, caramel. We've had so many cool different ones. But the problem was is she puts them into this like really cool fishbowl looking thing. So they're funky, but I don't have no idea what I'm drinking. So I look for an Nespresso app, and on the Nespresso app, yep, that's it. Now, this is why I really like the app, because we're talking about the app itself, okay? Slap bang in the middle, at the bottom, where your thumb is orders.
Yep.
So they all business straight away. They're like ready for you to just touch. If you select the orders button, it brings up all the different types.
Yep.
So I'm using it now as an app identifier. But I had a look at the app, and geez, we've got some noisy people in the coffee shop today. I had a look at the app. You get location-based as well, so you can find where the stores are to buy it. You can select your machines. I think there was merch, like cups, like little glass cups. Actually really nice.
Accessories, collections.
And now they have a journey. So remember the capsule we saw yesterday that had those like vines all over it with no name? It's a limited edition. And I found that on the app. I didn't know otherwise.
So this is a beautiful app, and I think kudos Android, iPhone, iOS.
It's on both.
It's on both. It's well done. It's cleanly laid out. The UI is, what you see is what you get. You click on it, comes up. Beautiful images, text, and easy to order from every spot.
But
what is the mysticism behind Nespresso? Why? Is it that actor that I can't remember his name that everyone loves?
The one that just fell off a scooter recently, I think he fell off a scooter. What's his name? The grey hair, man.
I want to say George Foreman.
No,
it's not that guy.
It's not Clooney.
George Clooney.
George Clooney fell off on his boonie. I don't know.
Yeah.
I couldn't get that one out.
No, seriously though, for an app, for what you want, if you're an espresso drinker and you don't know what you're going to get, go in. It's in there.
Yeah.
I am curious about this whole, if you're going to spend, let's see.
It's not cheap though.
So you got $900 on a brushed aluminum Latissimo Pro
thing
Nespresso maker.
Okay, I didn't
Dude,
know what that
$900, man.
I know, it's mad.
There's a lot.
And go to Aldi and buy the fake one and use an espresso
Is
pot.
the Nespresso coffee that good? It
Okay,
is.
So here's another thing, right? That's a great question. I didn't think so until we moved to where we were, because with the choice of the flavors
Makes a difference.
and the choices of milks that we have in our fridge as well, and it has a little foamy machine as well. So you can make it into a milk coffee if you want.
And the foaming machine actually is very interesting because that little spring loader, so it makes foam without the spring loader.
How did we get to springs from the app of the week?
Well, it is technology.
Hey, Nespresso, we want a free machine and kudos
totally
after this, man.
But the spring, you can just take it out and it will still foam less. If you put the spring in, it does almost like too much foam.
Oh, well, I like that.
But it's super easy to do. It's super clean, and you just wash it out. So it's great. It's a great.
What's the guy did today?
Yeah, everything's fantastic, and the app will get you started from a beginner all the way through to super deluxe, DeLonghi. Crazy.
Not DeLonghi. That's another one.
No. Right here, Latte Smoke. Pro
Sorry.
DeLonghi
They did the brand. That's right.
$900 craziness.
Yeah. Look, I must say, for app of the week, if I'm going to rate it, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 because it is a sales app. It's definitely not a using app, but I am using it every single day to identify what I'm drinking.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
One other small bit, it does have Google Maps connected in. There is a store locator. You can actually get directions to the closest store.
Yeah.
Look.
It's sales though, right? It's all about sales.
I mean, seriously, folks.
It's a try before you buy.
It is a try. It is true.
You can go to the store and you have to pay for it though, hey?
They gave me... they give me a free Good Guy.
If you go to the Nespresso stores, you have to pay for it.
Yeah, you have to pay.
Yeah.
I will say that I have never seen a more sturdy and robust takeaway glass than I got from the Nespresso lady over at Good Guys Retirement. Thank you for that.
It's time for Screens with a Z. Or Z.
It's Zed. We are...
Zed, we're back in Oz.
I'm back in Oz. Yeah, it's with the Zed.
So this is something you've played with.
It is.
And I'm talking about the apparatus.
It is.
Okay.
And it doesn't have a screen of its own per se, but it connects to your screen.
Oh, there we are. Be back
This is the Telstra TV hardware and software powered by Roku.
Ah, that's like those little things that just plug in and make your TV cleverer when it comes to the content.
It is. And basically...
It's a box?
It's a box. It plugs in. Why we're reviewing it, why we're talking about it, is that, a lot of people only get internet from Telstra or from Optus, for example. And I had Optus, and I had this fetch box, and I never used.
Just hold on a second. Does anyone in this country actually get internet from anyone? Because let's be honest, it's crap.
That's another story.
Okay.
But, a lot of people have smart TVs, and if you're using it, you're experienced with it, and you know what to do with it, or you don't. You don't know what to do with it.
The box.
Oftentimes the built-in smart TV user interface is a bit clunky, and so people will have an Apple TV that they plug in. They may use a Chromecast, we talked about last week. Telstra's TV is actually a very good piece of kit.
Tell us why.
The reason why for me is it has a one-touch Netflix button that just takes me directly to my Netflix account.
So you're a lazy person.
And then the Netflix interface is very clean and easy to use.
That's what I was going to ask you, because the TVs that have it built in are crap. They're terrible.
Terrible. And most of you, while you may not have a smart TV, you will have a TV most likely that's any kind of a flat screen TV that has an HDMI plug.
Okay, so it's HDMI, so that means your sound and everything goes to the TV.
That's right.
So you still control the volume with the TV.
You still do.
Because that's the other problem with the TV app versions. They're just,
Yeah. So you do. What's really cool about it is that it actually has 2 gigs of DRAM, so it's actually fast.
No, that is quite good for an OTT.
For an OTT, it's quite fast.
Over the top, guys. OTT, over the top.
And it has 512 megabytes of flash storage. So you can store
so you could actually take content and put it on there and then play it as if it was a media player. So it's more than just an OTT device then.
That's right.
How do you put that in there? USB? Or micro SD?
USB,
okay.
Yeah. It's USB 2.0 and a micro SD slot.
Okay, so you can actually take it. Okay.
You can do...
it's actually a media player.
Totally.
That connects.
Yeah, and it's based off the Roku 2. I think it's up to Roku 4 now, so it's a Roku 2 interface.
Now, Roku have done a stick. They've got that...
They have like a...
TV stick or something.
Stick, like
looks like the Amazon stick, like a Fire Stick,
Yeah. The other thing that's really cool is that when you plug in your free-to-air cable into the back of it, it'll automatically find what content
that's cool.
And sort it out.
Okay, because I've got a free-to-air into my TV, and I still can't tell you which channel's what.
Yeah.
Because you have to go to the channel, open it, then open the menu, and then it tells you what it is.
That's it.
And that's for 7. But if you want to do 9 and all of its channels, you got to do the whole exercise again.
And what it lets you do is, now on my LG TV, I've got a program guide, but I have to click through
Yeah,
and,
me too.
and slide
You're going
through,
to manually
right?
do it.
This lets you search for a show when
that's
it's
cool.
going to show up. Now, I'm going to say I haven't tried any kind of recording.
That was my next question.
Yeah,
Because if it's got memory, you should be able to use as a PVR.
you should be able to. I don't know. The other thing is that I keep getting sales content from Telstra saying subscribe to Foxtel, subscribe to this, subscribe to that, and I'm just like,
Through the box?
nah, through email.
Okay.
So
That's 'cause you've connected it.
As soon as I activate it, they're
Yeah.
like, look, someone that we can try to sell to.
So that was my question. What do they charge you for the box? Or maybe not you, because you might have got a package, but do people buy that? Well, I'll tell you what I'm trying to get to. I'm with Optus. I can pay $5, I think, a month, and they'll give me their version of it. I think it's called Fetch.
Yep.
So it must be the same type of thing. I'm sure they're all same but different.
$99, unlimited data, Telstra TV is included, 24 months Foxtel Now subscription, and first to Big Pond movie rentals
For $99 once off.
per month.
Per month.
Per month.
That
But
seems...
that's unlimited internet as well, so it's home internet.
Okay, but
bundled.
so it's bundled to your internet. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
So I think I'm paying $70 a month. So you're paying $20 or $30 for the box and the Foxtel thing stuff.
Standalone, you can buy the device for $192.
And then what? You still need your internet connection. All of that, huh?
I'm gonna say go to Amazon and buy a Fire Stick for $50.
I'm gonna say buy an Apple TV as well.
Like
if you can just use a... Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's not $50 though. That's like $300. Okay.
So experience between Apple TV 1, and this might be
the new
split.
one with the new app download
the
and the
new
storage.
the new
and
one's sick, but the version 1 with that little silver one with the
oh my
circle
god,
thing.
but
Yeah,
the
old
version 1
school.
was also big. It was like a Mac Mini. It
Yeah,
was massive.
and it's clunky, like the UI.
Yeah, no. The
experience
new,
is
I'm on a
clunky, so-
4, I think. One before the clever one,
Yeah.
and it's fine.
So-
Okay, but it sounds good though.
There also is an app that you can use, but it didn't get very high ratings. I wouldn't recommend the app. Anyway, in summary, Telstra TV, if you are looking for an internet solution, you don't have high-speed internet, the internet's been pretty decent for cable. Telstra TV bundled, one-click Netflix access, and
Yeah,
a good
that's
fast
cool.
interface.
Yeah,
That's Screens for the week.
screens with a Z.
I don't know what to do. I'm so confused because I had what's planned next and I just lost it because it's that time of the week again.
Oh, don't say it. Don't tease me.
Jeez, man.
Don't tease me, man.
It's the A and B split test.
Yes.
That's it.
A and B split test. So what are we testing or splitting or chatting about?
I don't know if I'd call it is bigger better or big versus
Just please
small,
add something else. Please add something else to that phrase. Guys, this is the Techknowledgy show, not the Sexknowledgy show.
No, nothing about sex.
Big
Look,
versus small.
so we were having a conversation the other day, and we are talking about our friends' kids. And our friends' kids, they have a big screen TV in their bedroom, 55-inch TV, and
Yep.
they prefer to watch content
On their tablet.
The tablet.
Yeah.
On
my
an
household's
iPad
the
Mini,
same.
an iPad Mini, nonetheless.
Okay, mine's not that bad, but still, he would. You're right. I've got a 60-inch in my lounge, and my son will sit watching his iPad on the couch in the lounge with a headset on.
Yep.
He won't look up at... And I've even said to him, why don't you cast it to the TV? And it's all set for casting. Not interested. So why is this? This is the phenomenon. Why big versus small? Why tablet versus TV? I mean, it's a rhetorical question. Otherwise, we're going to have silence. But we were chatting with... Who was the guy that we were chatting to about it with their kid? Was it Jamie?
Yeah, I think it was Jamie.
It was Jamie, from Tappet.
Yep. Now, Jamie is a technologist like us. We have our hands deep into all kinds of technology, as you know, because of this podcast you're listening to. But more importantly, we grew up with this, what was it, the CRT TV
Oh,
screens?
the big TVs that
TV
now
screens,
look like
right?
fish
It was
tanks.
like you'd all go to your friend's house who had the biggest TV to watch the sports,
Yeah,
to watch
yeah.
the sport, or to watch a movie, and then you start getting pay-per-view, and start getting VHS rentals dating us here.
Betamax.
And DVD rentals, Betamax, right? And it was like whoever had the big TV, and it was that whole movie screen experience.
Yep.
And then, bigger.
5-in-1 surround.
5-in-1 surround. They got 55-inch, 65-inch. You get these massive screens. Interestingly enough, more screens available, more sexy. The last one I saw was this LG screen. It was like a centimeter thick, I was telling you about earlier. And yet the kids don't watch it.
So when we were chatting about this, and maybe this is the reason, and hence the split, but they can engage on their tablets. They can actually split the screen and or send a message as an overlay or comment on the... You see, the whole content is about interactivity for them. So you and I watch a movie. We sit there for 2 hours. God help anyone that speaks during the movie, right? Unless it's past the popcorn or the beer. For a kid, it's all about whatever's going on at that moment in time. Who's going to like it, share it, post it, tweet it, comment on it, say it's sick, say it sucks, call this person an idiot, tell that person he's mad. It's that whole, like being directors almost. They're actually directing content instead of consuming content. And it takes them the next one.
Yeah, you're onto something there. I think it's the interactivity to be able to pause, do what you want, be completely in control versus the clunkiness and the lack of control that a remote control gives you.
Yeah.
You to be able, even with...
Listen to what you just said. The oxymoron there.
Oh, I know.
The lack of control the remote control gives you. But it's true.
You can't do it. If I get a notification, I'll look at my watch, I'll see it's someone I want to talk to, I'll go to the phone, pull it down, I'll do a split screen, and I'll watch YouTube on the top of the screen and chat with you on WhatsApp on the bottom or whoever.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the what do you call it? Multitasking.
Multi-screening.
Yeah.
Multi-screening.
I mean, I wonder if people watch 2 YouTube videos at the same time.
Guarantee
you. That?
No, I guarantee they do. Not on the same device. But
split screen,
but
like
they'll
top
have
and
their
bottom.
You see, that's the other thing as well, was the tablet. The tablet is an accessory to the phone. A lot of kids nowadays also, they don't have a SIM card in their tablet. Their tablet is tethered to the Wi-Fi network and or the handheld device, the phone. So they're typing on WhatsApp or Discord or whatever it is on the handset and consuming or engaging or playing or whatever it is they're doing on the tablet. The TV doesn't feature. In fact, I'm going to prove this. I just bought Far Cry 4. I'm dying to try it. I've been following the Far Cry genre for a while, and I'll be honest, the reason I chose 4 was dirt cheap. It was $20 on the EB Games sale, and I'm going to give it a whirl. For $20, how wrong can I go? But when it came to watching the what do you call it when something comes out? The trailer. Cade had to find it on his tablet. He didn't show it to me on a computer. We didn't look at it like in search. It was on his tablet because he just went in. He was already engaged on YouTube content, so he found the trailer on YouTube.
Note to content developers and content producers, you need to be readily available on every device and instantly findable within that one touch. I need to be able to tap on my screen and coming soon talk.
Yep. Correct.
Right? And
or get the pre-order or pre-list
pre-order.
or pre-subscribe. It has to be immediate.
I think we need to return to this in 6 months to a year when Amazon has really kind of cemented itself here and voice becomes really that ubiquitous decision driver.
What do you think? I don't know if the kids will move to voice.
I don't think they're instantly go to voice. I think that older people are definitely, because they're investing in the tech.
Yeah.
So like 15 and under, they're not going to go buy a Google Home or an Alexa.
No. They're just developing big thumbs for the typing top.
Yeah.
It's interesting you say that. I would love to see in 6 months from now, because I remember 3, 4, 5 years ago, finally mobile trumped TV as the big or the first screen, not the biggest. And there were articles, the biggest screen is not the first screen and the first screen is not the biggest screen. In another 2 or 3 years from now, it'll be interesting to see if tablets, because there were talk of tablets disappearing. They kind of weren't fitting in anywhere. But the youth have adopted the tablet because they don't take a notebook. They've got no desire for the notebook or a netbook or whatever it was. They want this flat, portable, long-life battery toy. So screens with a Z, it's not even a split, man. It's a conversation.
No.
There isn't a right way, or let's give it a right way and a wrong way.
So I've just one comment, and
Yes.
I think we're going to have to bring this up in another one. I sat down at the desk of Patty Duneen at Sweeney Advertising
Yes.
last week with Chris, and he had this massive Acer, I'm pretty sure it was Acer, curved screen, gaming screen. literally at least 2.5 width of the screen I use now, which is a fairly 21-inch larger screen.
Yeah.
And I definitely had screen envy. Absolutely. I wanted that screen. I wanted to have that screen in my
I know
own,
what that feels.
right? And he pulled up and I don't think the youth have that same feeling of wanting that.
But I'm wondering now, here's another one to throw out there, is this 4K, 8K discussion.
Yeah.
They don't care. They're looking at a little window the size of a 6-inch tablet.
This whole investment, so I'm wondering, all the people spending all this money,
Correct.
Figure it out.
They want to consume the content, not the quality of the content. You and I sit there talking like curved screens, OLED, lighting, full HD, blah, blah, blah. They don't care. It's just, have you seen? You can't say no, because then you're not cool. So you have to quickly Google and see it as quick as you can.
My prediction is that these Samsung and LG sort of art screens that are super thin and just go up on the wall, they're going to become accessories in homes and just sort of there.
So while you're watching, just throw it to the screen.
Flick it to the screen, but they will not necessarily be the entertainment consumption device because everyone's going to have their own.
I'll agree with you on that. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Cool.
Sweet.
No winner here, but I'm going to say I would prefer the bigger screen myself.
See, now I prefer the bigger screen too.
Give me that 65-inch any day. Folks, it's time to get extended.
X-rated. Oh, ooh, there we are. XR is X-rated. Ooh,
X-rated.
We made it. Nice.
It's time for the X-rated section on technology because
because AR and VR is porn for us.
Go there, yeah. That's true.
Where do you want to go first, AR or VR?
AR.
AR.
Start with the augmented side of things.
We actually had a good augmented reality day today with a potential client, that we're chatting to.
Some good conversations there. Niantic, the company behind Pokemon Go, has been working to improve their augmented reality experience, and they've been improving their occlusion capability. Now, translating geek into regular speak, occlusion is when you're able to take an object and put it in front or behind or under or above.
That's cool.
So the camera can actually identify there's an object there and actually put that in the space and then place whatever you're augmenting into behind it. So a little Pokemon character could run behind a desk or a chair. Cool. And it just adds to that reality of the experience. And
I like that. I thought you were going to say they're going to take the game off the market and we finally got rid of Pokemon Go, but no.
Don't think so.
Okay. So mine's not as exciting as that. It's called Point and Place. Eye Candy with a K. So I like them straight away. Eye Candy with a K. Launched Point and Place, which is a AR platform for retailers. So what it does is it lets you put it's aimed at appliances. It's virtual appliances, and they've partnered with certain retailers to start with that obviously stock that range of appliance, so that you can actually point and place. So you aim your phone at the kitchen counter and there's your Nespresso machine or toaster, whatever it is. Now, a little bit IKEA-y because they've been doing that for years, but the fact that this is more about the appliance, so it's very bespoke. You put a toaster in a nook on a kitchen counter, not just like where will a couch be, because the problem with the IKEA one, and I'm not knocking it, I mean IKEA have been innovators when it comes to using AR. It's that whole space scale thing that's always a bit if. Here, it's a toaster in scale on your counter.
Right.
Will it fit? Won't it fit? Will the microwave fit? Won't it fit? You shaking your head.
No. I thought Point and Play was like there's a line of kitchen appliances where when your screen recognizes the item, you press the button and it would automatically start the machine. Like
that's
Espresso,
smart connected. No, that's coming.
Yeah.
But what they have done is then obviously the ability to purchase.
Yeah.
It's about that instant gratification.
See it, buy it.
Correct. So the buy button will jump at you. There it is. It sits nicely on your kitchen table, and you buy it, and then you put your delivery. And so I like it.
Okay. The only challenge we have here is that it's yet another app. Do you need an app for this?
No, not with AR Kit and Core.
Yeah. So.
For now, you do, though.
You do.
Because it's like, again, in a year from now, you won't even need anything. Your glasses will pick it up, or your assistant will just project a hologram, or I don't know. But it was AR, it was cool, so I found it.
The only other AR I've got is our friends at Snapchat are working on a visual product search tool for the popular smartphone app. Not sure if they realize that Shazam, Blipar, Microsoft,
I was going to say,
and
it's
Google
they're all doing this Me Too
have already
shit.
been there and done that, but
I don't.
go ahead.
Snapchat, they like that love to hate, right?
Yeah.
I'm always happy to compliment them when they stick to what they do, which has been AR and the overlays and that.
Yeah.
But when they start the Me Too's, it's like really, like just do what you do, guys. Like stay there.
So I saw another. Do you have another AR one, or?
I've got one more AR, but carry on.
So, and this don't want to step on the toes there, but the Snapchat AR advertising, where let's say, for example,
Snappables, whatever.
Yeah, so you can try on stuff.
Yeah.
So Facebook just announced that as well.
Of course they did.
And so, like, all the headway that Snapchat had and everywhere that it went, if I could see, let's say, you wearing a new pair of DC shoes or, Ray-Bans, and then I could send that to you as a gift because I could actually see you wearing it.
That's actually very cool.
Like, that's something that might be there. But, like, for me to see myself wearing it, I might see it and buy it. But it's that extra step. Like, let's get a little bit smarter.
Yeah, that's actually quite cool. Like almost virtual gifts that fit.
And then how about go and take it a step further? If you got visual search, go search through the photos of your friends. These guys have these kinds of eyeglasses to make recommendations based on what they like. Like, let's get smart about this, right?
So when we're going to go and see Snapchat and sell them this idea, I know the people there.
Let's do it.
Cool. My last one on AR is AR Show. That's what it's called. When I first read it, I didn't quite get it, and then I read it again, and it actually made sense. It's designed for theaters, as in live theaters, like live acting, not movie theaters, okay? And not surgery theaters either.
Do you get to see the closed caption text of people talking?
No, it lets objects be interacted into the show. So, like, for example, Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. You could actually put an AR layer there. It's working off a headset style, so you're not using your phone. So you'd be sitting there with a device that will amplify the experience. So the experience will be designed for it. But they can now bring in augmented content into a live show.
See, that's really cool.
It is cool.
Because then you throw people into an experience and
can change the background,
flying
correct,
around and all that stuff.
So, take the TV show Happy. And guys, if you're ever looking for something that's wrong on so many levels, Netflix Happy.
No.
Anyway, but there's a perfect example.
Yeah.
So that imaginary unicorn thing, you would be able to see it. They would be able to create digital animation now in live shows. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, all that kind of stuff could now be done on a real stage. So
really cool.
It's to me it was innovative. I said I read it first and I was like no, and then I got it.
Is it a whole hardware software?
It's an Israeli startup. Of course it is, and it basically it's a headset.
Yeah.
So you'd wear a headset. I don't know what it's like a Google Glass type vibe because you still got to enjoy the live show.
Yeah.
And then I think the actors get given cues that they can see the same kind of content that you're seeing. So they don't actually stand on the little cute angel that's sitting on the floor. Zoom, and watch all the kids cry.
Yeah.
Dunk. So, I like that. It's a different use of AR, like for live interactivity. Moving on to VR.
I don't know if I mentioned this before. The Disney VR Force Jacket.
No.
So Disney
like
has
ultra hapticsy type thing.
Kind of. It's got 26 micro airbags that can inflate and deflate like super fast with air compressor and a vacuum pump. So you can feel snowballs hitting you, snakes slithering over your shoulder.
Just don't tell me spiders.
I was going to say spiders, but I think spiders would be too small. But like anything where you're in an experience and you get hit by something or you get pushed or pulled or something's climbing on you. Yeah.
That's quite cool.
Yeah, for this kind of gaming experience. So when you take that whole void experience to the next level.
Be nice like for a shooting game. You get shot, you feel it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Cool. So, I've got to, like from a good experience, I've just got to have my own. Emirates, as in the airline, have done a thing called plane exploration. So it allows potential passengers to choose their seat. So you can explore the legroom, where the bathrooms are. The experience it's VR, obviously, otherwise we wouldn't be talking about it. If you're in business class, you can obviously look at how the minibar and that works. I've never woken up in the morning and wanted to see how cramped I'm going to be for 11 hours. Because let's be honest, there's nothing glamorous about an economy seat, whether you're next to the toilets or not. So putting me into VR headset so that I can see how shit it is, It's probably an experience I'm not going to choose. It's bad enough when I sit down and I've got 11 hours of this in front of me.
I don't think they're selling the economy seats using VR.
Yeah, they show you everything, man.
I mean,
They're
that
showing
would
you. The point that I'm making, though, no one puts their hand up in the morning and goes, yes, long haul flying. It's just not like something you aspire to. Maybe in first class. And even for the people that fly in first class, they're probably sick of flying anyway. Now I'm going to sit there and go where the toilets are. And this is the reason why I want to have a moan. How often have you booked a ticket where you've seen the plane online, you've chosen your seat, you've gone score, and you get to the airport and find out it's a totally different plane with a totally different seat configuration, and you're sitting right next to the toilet door that opens and closes all night long. Yeah.
This what you just said reminds me of another VR experience that I know people are doing, but it's not being done nearly enough because there's tons of people lining up for apartment viewings. But when you see this apartment picture and they take these crazy perspectives and make the apartment look massive and beautiful.
You get there and it's like a matchbox.
Dinky corner thing.
This is my thing, right?
Seriously, dude,
so in
come
VR,
on.
you got your legs and
get
it's
in
all
there,
awesome.
try it, see
and
it.
just take heart. Gal's legs are half the length of mine. So
Absolutely.
for her to sit there, it looks great. For me, my knee's up against the seat in front of me. So thanks, Emirates, but no thanks.
I'm going to stick on the hardware track, and this is a shout-out to my cousin Aaron Sternberg. Tobii Pro eye tracking has a new analytics tool, and the reason why this is important is because not only are they helping marketers to see where people are looking and gazing and looking at, spending time either looking at something or looking away from something, but it's also showing how workers are responding to different training programs. So, we have a tool that tells us whether someone watched a video.
Yeah.
But this actually tells you someone actually watched the video. And if they did watch the video, what were they looking at?
Oh, that's cool.
Right.
I mean, they didn't just play and walk away. They actually sitting there tracking their hours that they watched the video.
And what did they watch? So you can actually match the gaze to where specifically on the screen people are
like
looking.
for hotspot and all that kind of stuff. That's cool.
Yeah.
So my next one starts off with rumors. Rumors are always juicy. Rumors of a Nintendo VR device. So there's a Japanese company called Thanko, and they're working with Thank and then Thanko, I think, or Tanko, maybe if it doesn't succeed, to compete with PSVR. Now that's quite a bold statement because the next part of the rumor is it will transfer images from the Switch's display to the headset. You cannot compare a Nintendo Switch to a Sony PlayStation. I'm sorry. I'll sit there and have that fight every day of the week. The processing power of the new PSs that were specifically for PS VR versus a Nintendo Switch, no.
It's just,
It's going to be like a daydream, maybe like a, you know how Nintendo did the two screens? They pioneered that with their Game Boys and their DLs and all that. You could open and close it. So you're going to have one screen in your head and control in your hand maybe, but they're not going to compete with PSVR.
Yeah.
I'm not going to believe that. So it's a rumor, but I think it's a really bold statement to make.
I'm going to throw one more out there.
Yeah.
As I see Elon Musk and his micro submarine that didn't get used to save the Tigers.
Kudos to him, though, because you know what?
Trying to get down there,
Yeah, they were talking 4 months originally.
Yeah, and just to everyone out there, thank goodness those kids and the coach got saved. So good stuff.
Big up to all of them.
Ford has made a VR experience that convinced 91% of drivers and cyclists to change their road behavior. And this is around, car,
we
bikes.
talked about this.
We may have.
We did, with the wheel track or something. We did. We definitely mentioned this before.
Yeah. I think I'm probably paying more attention to it because I was driving and I saw a cyclist being an idiot.
I watched a cyclist in a car having a fight today, a verbal fight, because the guy drove too close to him or something. The new laws here. It was quite entertaining, but I didn't get my phone out in time. But it didn't get to fists. We definitely talked about that on one of the episodes. I'm going to stay in Japan because I'm big in Japan. Now, Vaio, which is Sony's notebook range that ended. They stopped it. There should have been a lesson there, Sony. If the name didn't work and the brand didn't work, put it to bed. So what do? They come up with the first screen, the first company to screen VR movies in a theater in Japan. Now let's just stop there for a second and say, you're paying money to go to a cinema for the big screen, we're talking about big and small, so that some palooka can give you a Sony Vaio headset to immerse you. Wow.
So
No. Wow.
IMAX is doing it in the US.
Wow.
Because they can. And well, because same reason location-based VR has been growing like mad, like in China, right? Simply because people don't have the 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 grand that
Go get a cheap little room somewhere and stick these things in. The IMAX
Get
is
a
this
room,
glorious.
you two.
This IMAX, even worse is the IMAX. I know they've been doing it, you're right, but the IMAX is a glorious big tribute to big screen.
But it's
And
just
you're
an
gonna stick
HTC. It's just an HTC Vive, though.
Yeah, but you're immersing yourself. You're
Yeah.
I don't get it, man. If I go to the movies, how many times have you and I said I'd watch that on the big screen? Like when whatever comes out, right? And I'll go, I can wait until it comes on Netflix, or I don't have to see that. But you and I have actually said that. We've said, I'm definitely seeing that, whatever it is, Avengers or Solo, whatever it was. We actually use the word definitely. And then we go to the big screen. Why? Because it's big and loud and awesome.
Big, loud sound experience, the vibration of the sound. You got the community experience of everyone sharing and watching the movie together. You could do that in that Facebook app, right? Or the other one that we were talking about, where you can all go to the venues, right? So venues,
if you have your own hardware.
Together.
I understand if you don't have your hardware, but then you just need a room, like just a plain scout hall somewhere with no windows and no big fancy systems and screen. Those screens cost a fortune, and now I'm paying money to go to the big screen to watch it in VR. I'd love them to prove me wrong. I'm hoping that Sony Vaio's VR theater experience is awesome and they make billions of dollars. Just don't see it.
No.
I don't know. That's me on VR.
All right. The only one I'll throw out is Dave & Buster's in the U.S., which is known for
I know Dave
arcades
Buster's,
and games
for
and such.
adults.
Has a Jurassic World VR experience.
Well, that's all right.
Yay.
Yeah, good. Okay, done.
So this week, we're back to the end of the show, the bottom of the barrel.
Which is always the exciting part. We didn't have a guest last week.
We did not.
Yay! Our first guest for July.
Yes, the first guest of July. Our friend Sabarish, who I was introduced to from a random fellow named Pradeep. Yes.
Random.
Yes.
I'm just going to plead
Yes.
the fifth.
Yes. But Sabarish, tell us, who are you and what do you do? Why are you here?
Oh, well, thanks for the invite. I thought I came by invite, so thanks for putting that on me. I work for a company called Impulse Screen. I'm an account director there, and I've been in the media for about 9 years, and I guess that's the reason why you got me here.
And you just lost your virginity, your radio virginity.
Kind of. That's exactly what happened right now.
Yeah, there we
I
go.
hate you guys for that.
We popped another one.
Yeah.
No, we've had Paul on the show quite some time ago. In fact, I think it might have even been in the old format days before we were at Eagle Waves. I'm not sure. Was Paul here?
Paul was here. Paul was
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guys can rewind back to that. Just to refresh, because we do have some listeners that don't miss an episode.
Yeah.
Impulse Screen Media, ISM, what do you do? I mean, what's the elevator pitch?
All right. So we are a visual intelligence company. What we do is we've kind of programmed. We've kind of taught computers to watch the broadcast and identify events within a broadcast, and activate digital campaigns at the same time in real time.
So this whole show about TVs and big screens and small screens and everything else is kind of relevant to what
absolutely.
you do.
I was actually listening to you guys about big screen and small screen and all the stuff, and interestingly, just yesterday I was looking at the data which said about 60% of OTT viewers would love to watch it on the TV as a device. So they stream it on the mobile phone, but they're watching it on the television.
I must say, I do that.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
It's like stream it to your phone, then cast it?
Yeah, and cast it
on
the
But now,
television.
Optus has done that with, well, let's be honest, Optus failed. But Optus tried to do that for the World Cup.
Absolutely.
The whole idea was to go through the app,
Yeah.
but they were encouraging you to cast it.
Yeah.
In other words, use the phone as a remote control.
Absolutely.
Literally, or
Yeah.
tablet or...
Yeah.
Does your... seeing we chatted about it, have you found any data on consumption based on age groups? I mean, are you seeing trends that the younger are consuming on device as opposed to TV? What are you seeing in the space?
See, there's obviously a change in TV consumption behavior. No longer there's no TV couch time and all the stuff. It's snackable TV. I kind of watch Netflix or I kind of watch OTT when I have the time. But then there's always this target audience or age group which literally takes TV as there's a TV time. They watch a particular program.
You're giving your age away.
Oh,
that's us. We used to do
that's all
that.
of us.
Yeah.
To be honest, just that the percentage of people admitting to it is reducing. But if you ask them who's the winner of MKR or MasterChef, they would absolutely know. So
well, we know you don't miss an episode of Home and Away.
Yeah.
I mean, you sit there glued to your TV or PVR.
And
right?
I know about yourself, Love Island or something like that.
Love Island.
Is that what you watch?
Thankfully, I don't watch free to air, so I'm just going to stick on Netflix. So
now that's another discussion because with what you're tracking now, and you watching free to air TV.
That's right.
You're not tracking pay TV.
No, we don't.
Those numbers are interesting now.
Oh yeah, from a free-to-air, there are opportune moments for brands, when an ad is on air to activate simultaneous digital campaigns, or when there's topic discussed which are very relevant to the category, people talking about insurance or people talking about travel and so on and so forth. And a brand like Qantas would say, hey, every time travel is spoken about, every time people are talking about travel, I want to activate, or kind of capitalize on that. Top of mind, which has been created by TV, and then convert that into action on mobile or digital, while it's on real-time television.
Now, do you get what's the word I'm looking for? Do you get access to the numbers of people that are watching free to air, and are they going down?
To be honest, we don't look at the numbers. For that, we would need an Ostam or someone else and stuff.
There's someone we have to get on the show. Is it Patrick? From Ostam?
Absolutely.
It is,
yeah, he's the man. From our point, we've never seen a dip as such in the free-to-air. Just maybe the percentage of time spent on linear television and that's the case across. Even even if you take Facebook, the percentage of hours spent on Facebook would have dropped. So that's always the case with the exposure of
the
content.
Time spent on Facebook on TV's increased. They're advertising their asses off to try and make us feel better.
Facebook, I mean, you look at the ads around. I don't want to diverge from the conversation, but I mean, I think they've lost something like 2.3 million users in Australia.
So
it's a lot.
There's a lot of content out there, and there's a lot of mediums out there to consume. So there's constant depletion in each of individual terms, but collectively TV still holds approximately about 2.5 hours of our time in a day.
Can you tell us, because one of the things that's really interesting, that I found very interesting about what you guys do, the idea of coincidence, and why it is that coincidence plays such an important role in sort of what we do. And I'll give you an example. I told Brett, actually I signed up Tesla Model X test drive.
Oh, when we went for the test drive.
Now, Brett wasn't paying attention to Teslas at all, but then after the test drive, you were seeing Teslas everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was that coincidence of having that, the imprint in your mind. And so, if you're interested in something, suddenly the likelihood of you paying more attention to that comes up. What you can tell us about that?
See, as humans, we are very good at connecting things, connecting dots.
We're the humans.
Are we humans, right? Not about you.
Okay.
Sorry, Brett. And that's actually the brand story as well. So if I'm seeing something on television, and instead of retargeting, which is kind of a wrong word, it's if you kind of activate their interest of something that they've seen right now on television, and then kind of tell them the same content, likeliness of them reacting to it is much higher. And that's what we've seen. We are actually trying to transfer that trust or transfer that awareness from television, and it kind of worked in multiple industries.
What I really like about what you guys are doing, and I think I don't know if it's something we could prove, but it's definitely from an opinion, and it's from what I've observed. But the TV is still on in every household. Not necessarily people paying attention. So I mean, you go back to Toby with eye tracking, right?
Yeah.
I'll come home, the TV will be on.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that someone is there. But there's obviously a substantial amount of volume, so you can hear what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Not necessarily looking, and it's kind of like something might come on that would draw. So, for example, this issue that's been going on with these young Thai boys in the cave. Doesn't matter what's on TV, they always have those breaking news snippets on the free to air. And as soon as that did, my wife, myself, and my son turned to the TV. So we obviously were paying attention. We just weren't concentrating.
Yeah.
Now, with what you do, where you're listening to what's going on TV and then delivering digital, the chances are that I'm taking it in orally and I'm hearing what's going on. Oral, not oral.
Sorry, dude,
oral.
Orally. Folks, Brett said he's taking it in orally. Just saying.
I'm taking it in orally, A-U-R, and I might pick up my phone and look for a car. Because there was a car advert on. Didn't watch the advert. Didn't tell you the brand that was even on, but I just heard like engines revving or get your motor running or whatever, and then I pick up my device. So what you guys are doing for brands is amazing, because you're giving me that moment of truth. At that moment, even though I didn't know I was looking for it.
Absolutely. We kind of call it the no more moment. It's basically, I've kind of walked past the TV, I've heard something which is interesting, and then what I want to know is immediately, hey, what is it all about? People are talking about a great vacation destination and so on and so forth. So immediately I search for that, and bang, there you go. An offer from a particular cruise company, and that interests me, and then I start kind of engaging with that ad or a piece of content that is related to something that I heard, and so on and so on. Kind of distributed attention, while you're walking through and stuff.
Just to pick up on that, I think that we forget that there are lots of different ways to anchor ideas and thoughts in people's minds, and oftentimes we think that a visual is the most important way. Other times we think that that oral, A-U-R-A-L, the oral.
Oh, you going oral as well?
The auditory experience, and for those of us that can remember, there's an Intel jingle.
Yep.
There are other
dun,
jingles.
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Netflix. Dum. How good was that?
That was actually pretty good.
Pretty close.
I think that brands are not using that enough. The other side of what is missing for me in terms of that marketing side of things and just connecting people with content is your technology isn't just about connecting an advertisement on TV with an advertisement on the internet. It's about connecting content and relevant things.
Absolutely.
Right?
So one of the things that we do, apart from the TVC, is we can go like I said, we are a visual intelligence company. So what we know of a video is what's on a video, who's on a video, what are they talking about, is that a product? If it's a product, what is it, a car? And if it's a car, what car is it, and so on and so forth. So there are multiple attributes that we can trigger and know about a particular broadcast, which is live, and that kind of allows us this whole scale of activating based on a particular product being shown on television. Like if you're watching, let's say, Suits and Harvey Specter, I can activate an ad. Coming back to George Clooney, if George Clooney is on, I can actually activate an Nespresso.
I thought you were going to go back to Home and Away.
There you go. Nespresso, brand which is a brand ambassador of. So obviously, visual understanding what's on a visual is very, very important for us. And right now, at the moment, we're doing it in the broadcast space. There's no reason why we can't do it in like the stream videos or internet videos and so on and so forth. And understanding, okay, if someone is watching a particular video, what's on that? Is there a particular attribute of that video which can actually trigger accelerated engagements or parallel engagements.
There's another talk for another day, but I think that the announced recording of content that by the apps like Facebook, that what you're watching or listening to, it will record that in the background and then sync that to you, even if it's anonymous. You're really stepping over lines, and you're not asking for that permission. You're just doing it, and there's a lot of hubbub when the Samsung TVs were noted to be recording everything happening in the room.
Well,
right?
Facebook's talking about filing patents to do that now. They're going to listen
exactly,
in.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and, Echo.
Another 10 million are going to unsubscribe when they get that one done.
Exactly. Amazon's been doing it. I've got my Google Home on, and I don't necessarily mind.
I don't care.
Right?
I've said that so many times.
I don't care, but I think that if there is this requirement of privacy and compliance and asking that question, I would like to know what they have.
Yeah.
And to be able to have the right
I think
to
you'd be scared to know what they have actually.
And it can go beyond advertising. It can go on the content level.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Based on what you're watching, what kind of content would you like to watch, and so on and so forth. So I think there's a lot of merits in visual intelligence, and
What I like about what you're doing as well is the fact that you can draw what's being engaged with, what people are doing, and following after the fact. It could even help shape the influence of what we produce from a content point of view.
Absolutely.
If they keep putting on shows about people in kitchens trying to win competitions and no one's watching it, hey, producers, no one cares.
Yeah, but
Here's
people
the insight.
they are
No,
watching it.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
The day that happens, it's going to happen. So we had those singing concerts that everyone's following, and then it went up, and then tape it off.
I know we got to end, but I just got to say, I watched, it was First Dates or Blind Dates.
Oh, God, I watched it the other day at Blind Dates.
Dude, I actually enjoyed it. I wanted to see, what did they say?
sorry about me calling you on Love Island. It's Aryeh.
Yeah. No. It was on.
Yeah.
It was on.
We probably
It's
saw
the
the same
funniest
one.
show.
Very entertaining.
That restaurant's right by where we used to work, Boucher. It's right there
is it?
on Spring Street or Bridge Street or whatever.
Yeah.
And the one girl with the pink hair.
Yeah.
And this guy, and I'm looking at this, and Gail was watching, and she was going, "Dude, what are you saying? You're winning the lottery here. Like, look at yourself."
Yeah, I know.
You know.
No.
Yeah, I saw that same episode. Channel hopping.
Sabarish, how can people find if you or Impulse Screen, or what would you like them? What would you like to share?
Where do we go?
Where do we go to contact?
Dub.
Your business.
Oh, www.impulsescreen.com or just Sabarish at
ImpulseScreen?
Yeah, absolutely.
.com?
Impulsescreen.com. Yeah.
Is there a Twitter?
Oh yeah, at Impulse Screen.
That's pretty
Twitter.
easy. I'll tag them all up on the show.
Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent.
Cool. I'm done. You done?
I would just like to say that the 4.3 meter alligator that they found was pretty cool.
Okay. Thanks for that.
Where
did they find on Love Island?
Yeah, exactly.
Sabarish, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Always
Thank
good
you so
seeing you,
much.
mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to see you, we've got to actually get you on air.
I know.
All right. Well, that's it.
Thanks so much. Cheers.
Till next time, keep your screens clean and your knobs shiny.
Thanks for listening to our latest episode of The Technology Show. Remember, for more episodes, hop onto eaglewavesradio.com.au, follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Catch you next time.